Potter's Journal, my 101 jug series. I don't know where the count is. It's the minis pulled out of an old drawer last year that somehow got me thinking on this. The first ones I made were the 1 3/4 pounds. They threw for me fairly easily on the wheel. The 5 pound, it was the first time since I'm only a year back to making pottery after being away 25 years to throw. First time to throw 5 pound. I was surprised. That went fairly easy and felt natural and comfortable. Size to work with. But now we are on to the 3/4 pounds, and these I found insanely small size to work with and difficult, and maybe due to the size of my hands. Not that they're big, but the clay is very small. And the 101 jugs are all supposed to be different, but right now I probably going to start with just doing some Cobalt, Pennsylvania type pieces. Normally I declare my home as Western PA and Pittsburgh, but the Cobalt stuff is slipware, well known from this state and others too, but more aware of its history right in my area. Okay, and the clay is the right condition to work with, so I wet down the canvas so that I don't dry out the clay as I'm working with it. I'll probably do some of the slipware pieces as banks, but right now I'm into the FACE jug phase of the project. I started researching the pieces last year. I visited Seagrove, North Carolina, and saw some of the old pieces in the ceramic center there. The pieces, I picked up a piece of FACE character mug last summer at a flea market, and I think declared in a video it's not something I would ever do, but decided that I realized that there was something about the folk pieces, the folk art pieces. They had what I'm going to call a folk realism to them, as opposed to the exaggerated character mugs. I researched a lot of the images, sketched them out in my Potter's Journal, and it seemed that I must have worked out some of the direction that I would go in the sketching, because I thought there was going to be more of an exploration as to the shape and size of these things, but it fell into a pattern relatively soon, probably because I worked out some of my ideas on in the sketchbook. Okay. And not only was this, that's the, I did, let's see, I'm going through this in series, small series of 5. So by the time we get to 100, so each, 5 slipware pieces will be different, and the 5 face mugs will be different, jugs, different glazes, different firing techniques, I hope, other than just the electric kiln that I have right now. In addition to this small 3 3/4 size being difficult to throw, oh no, I don't know about, where's my teeth box? Oh, I don't know if the teeth come in that size. I could make them exaggerated and super large, but I thought I said that's just what I didn't like, was the exaggerated characters. But I think I have some of the folk art pieces that I liked with larger teeth as well. And let's see, where is my slip? Okay, here we go. I don't know, I haven't been using it, but I probably should. And then, yeah, the question is, okay, this is not a face, this is a jug, but if a jug had eyes and a mouth, where would they be? And the smaller they get, the more tedious the process. And on this size, I cannot reach inside to push back out. If I indent the jug too much, so it's a rather delicate process. Okay, and I can tell I'm drying out the clay already, and the canvas isn't even dry. Yeah, so studying researching the folk art pieces, I think it was the pieces of Berlin Craig and Lanier Meter, that I seem to be the most drawn to. It would probably be easier on myself if I liked the character mugs, the ones that were more cartoon-like. If I liked, easier to sell them if I liked, and liked making the ones that were maybe Disneyfied. Okay. Eyes. So this is a scale down even from the mugs. I've got some white clay here. I've got to make even smaller eyes again. The sculpture that I used to make, well, I still do, out of sewer pipe, was 5 foot tall, sometimes taller. So this is a new scale for me. Now on the big pieces, though, occasionally I would find myself, working large, and then sometimes I would find myself on the large piece, laying down on my back and working on some fine little detail right down here on the underside of maybe an appendage on a large piece of sculpture. Okay, so this is a new scale for me. Okay, and okay, so far they've all been brown eyes. And we're getting smaller again here still. I have to laugh. This is in yeah, completely opposite scale that I've ever worked before. Okay, yeah, it's easier than climbing, and those eyes are too big for, wow, this small jug. I'm gonna have to cut some of them off. Okay, but this is easier than climbing up and down a ladder. And, yeah, dropping your tools and having to go back down the ladder for them. Okay, so... the mugs and the small pieces are not getting noses. That hopefully it won't be noticed. That hopefully the eye will fill it in. Okay. Okay, I did find the big one easiest to make, and surprisingly, as I said, even the throwing part, since I've only second year after being away from throwing for about 25 years. And I really hadn't done too many pieces, more than 3 or 4 pounds. I think the big ones were 5. But yeah, no, that was a pleasant surprise. And maybe it's I think I do owe something to the years of working on sculpture, that the patience to make work on, a piece that's 5 foot tall and climb up and down a ladder is maybe transferring into the patience to work on a small scale, quite tedious pieces. I've been yeah, I'm not evolving fast, but I'm evolving. I've come to adding the eyebrows to them. and although I'm not maybe evolving a lot now, a lot of it did happen in my Potter's sketch journal. A lot of it was worked out right there on the direction. Okay, and it seems like sometimes I would do more to these, but this guy has declared that he's got a life as soon as I get the twinkle put in his eye here. Okay, so one more of 101 jugs. I hope at some point to break out of a mold, and I think it will happen. And okay, so Potter's Journal. Stop back.